Gonna talk tonight about a movement that is sweeping the nations right now, and it is honestly so exciting. I can't even contain myself. But truly, this information hit our household in a time where we just needed something to change in our health and in our finances. And so when we jumped into this information, it changed everything for us. And funny enough, Tranont actually stands for transformational change. And so, thing I love about this particular platform is it is in the health and wellness space. These are the founders that I got to meet just over 8 years ago, where I walked through these doors and I got to see this information for the first time. These guys are visionaries. They're big business builders. They came together with a vision and a heart to go out and change the health and wealth industries. We've grown into the Canadian market, the UK, Belgium, India, and we're pre-launching Australia and New Zealand right now. And it's just so exciting what's happening. We started as a debt-free company, but we have actually been featured in a lot of different publications. We've been a three-peat in the Inc. publication, and as it's just amazing to be one of the fastest growing companies, not just in the US, but in our entire industry. And I've gotten to watch the evolution of this thing over the last 8 years. It's been wild. And so I get to come from a perspective of showing you a little bit about why this is so transformative on the health side. And if you know 2024 right now is it's coming to an end, I will say that these trends will continue on into 2025 as some of the fastest growing industries, going from 20 billion to 50 billion, 50 billion to 500, semaglutide topping that list. There's a lot of consumer dollars that are being spent in these categories, and Tranont is capturing about 60% of those dollars by offering a ecosystem of absolutely game-changing products that are very unique in the space. Now, my background is in health and wellness. My mom's a naturopathic physician of 40 years. I had a holistic practice for 11. It was amazing to get to the root cause of dis-ease with my clients. And I know with my mom and her patients, it was just amazing to be able to watch these things. And so as we rolled each of these products out one at a time, we were able to actually see them change the game for people in real time. And so I'm gonna take on a bit of a journey here. We're gonna have some fun. It's gonna be entertainment. It's gonna be educational, a little bit of both. But I will say a couple things I love right here. My inner nerd is about to come out. All right. I'll tell you right now, we are doing things so differently in the product space. Okay. 97% of the supplements you're going to find out there are going to be synthetic. Here, our edge is raw, whole food, biofermentation. I could totally talk about chelation and minerals and enzyme delivery systems and all that jazz. But the reality is we're sourcing our own ingredients, manufacturing them right here in the US. We own our own formulas, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of testimonials day in and day out. We're seeing the power of Tranont products change the game. And I'll tell you, this is so profound, because what I believe to be true today is if someone's going to spend money on a product, it needs to impact their life. When you try a Tranont product, you are going to know that it's working. I love the fact that we can speak with the kind of posturing of a transparency promise. So we're not going to mess with GMOs. We're not going to have the fillers. We're not having any of those things. But we're innovating in a few major categories. I want to give you those bestseller kind of vibes of what is really growing right now and why this is so important for, I believe, every household to really hear this information and understand that there's a few simple things you can do and integrate to change the quality of life in a massive way. Okay, so we're going to jump into kind of the very first. Here's our scientific advisory board, by the way. They're super cool. We're going to jump into the first product we ever launched. I'll tell you, okay, we're going into Thanksgiving weekend here in the US, okay? So, like, we're about to eat some things. Let's just be real, okay? Drop your favorite Thanksgiving dish in the comments, okay? I want to see what it is. But for me, in my house, we are going to be taking this product for sure. Enrich was a game changer for me. Quick story, I had a totally let's just this is gonna be a little TMI. I'm gonna go off the rails here, but I had digestive issues my entire life. I didn't realize that 76% of America dealt with digestive issues every day. But for me, I couldn't eat things like bread or milk or cheese. I had gained all this weight because I wasn't able to digest my food. And it just caused so many issues that, I had access to a naturopathic pharmacy. None of the different enzyme products I had been on, and there were over a dozen that I had tried that were usually twice as expensive as this formula, did anything. But when I tried my first Enrich capsule, I was able to start digesting my food again. Day one, the stabbing sensation in my gut went away. And I was like, this has got to be a placebo effect. What the heck's going on? And then over the coming weeks, I was like, I'm going to try these foods I've not been able to eat for 10 years. And it just changed everything for me. So say goodbye to the bloat. Say hello to energy after you eat. It's just one of those amazing experiences when you take Enrich. It changes the way you live. I ended up losing 40 pounds my first 2 months. Catherine was down, my wife was down like almost 90 pounds in her first year on this product alone. So I'm so grateful for Enrich. I want to show you the product in action because it's one thing to talk the talk, but it's really cool to see it work. And so I appreciate the concept here where living in dead food is a thing, right? Living food, we can all connect with that. That's like you slice an apple and you leave it on the counter and it browns, right? It's a living food. Dead food would be like putting a McDonald's sandwich on the counter and coming back 10 years later and it looks the same. Okay. So we got living, we got dead food. The difference is most Americans are eating cooked and processed food, which are considered to be dead foods. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take an Enrich enzyme. We're going to put it in a pudding, which is considered dead, and we're going to see what happens.
We're going to demonstrate the power of the Enrich enzymes using a snack pack pudding. As you can see, it's a solid. I turned it upside down here. I'm going to take one of these enzymes, crack it open, and stir in these raw enzymes that also have pre and probiotics. We're going to make sure this is really stirred around in here. These enzymes are designed to be taken before meals, so we're breaking down the carbs, the fats, the sugars, and the proteins to the body, and actually absorb all the nutrients from the food and help with digestion. And so as you can see, this pudding is already going through a change. And literally in just about a minute and a half, it took a solid pudding and it liquefied it. I love being able to see the products that I'm taking every day work right before my eyes. And that's one of the great features of Enrich is we get to demonstrate the power of enzymes here.
Isn't that insane? Okay, so for the guests on the line, I mean, have you ever seen anything like that? I was like, wait, I have questions. What just happened to that pudding? It like melted the pudding. Anyway, that enzyme went and pre-digested all of the things that comprise your. When you take this 5 minutes before eating, imagine how much better you would feel if that food was actually digesting properly. It's absolutely wild. I love Enrich. I take it everywhere we go, and I won't leave the house without it. And you're gonna love it. You're going to feel amazing when you start digesting food properly again. So obviously, I had to spend a little bit more time on this one because of the week that we're in. Okay, so Enrich is great. I could tell you so many testimonials about how my environmental sensitivities lifted, how I was able to eat foods I hadn't been able to eat. We hear stories of hormones coming into balance. I remember that time of the month in this household. Don't talk to when I said this. That would have a helmet, chocolate bar. And now it's like we don't even know when that time is coming because it's so much easier. I'm just gonna leave it there. Anyway, some of the guests are like, who is this guy? That was a little bit too much. But real talk, you will find ways to use these. I even give it to my dog. Anyway, we could go on and on, but I got to get to Mojo because this is one of our best sellers, and you are going to love getting through the holidays and starting your year with Mojo because this one is going to give your energy a all day boost where you are just feeling great. Like I always say, I'm like, it's so hard to describe Mojo because it's like, do you remember the last time you felt 100%? Like when you just woke up and the sun was shining and you're like, I'm on top of the world. Mojo helps me feel that way every single day. And L-theanine is going to turn your brain on. So it's just like, whoop, it's on, And then the PEA is going to put you in a good mood. It helps to create the precursor to serotonin. And so you just feel so great about that to-do list. And I'm telling you, you'll have more energy at the end of your day with Mojo. It's a coffee or chocolate beverage. Also comes in Zest, which is a lemonade version. And I feel like I just introduced you to one of my best friends. So there's that. So get yourself some Mojo. Trust me on that one. On the other side of the spectrum, we have a CBD lineup. And one of the CBDs that I love is Soothe. It's a raw whole flower fluid. It's a game changer. It's one of those ways to put your body into balance. difference between this and anything else is Soothe is going to have all of the raw cannabinoids. And so it's very unique. And unlike oils that don't mix with water, okay, that has to be digested through the liver. This fluid actually absorbs right into your body, just like it would this water, because we're made up of mostly, yep, water. 2 drops, all it takes. It's amazing, incredible product. You will love it. I call it liquid peace. I feel like it takes me out of that anxiousness, that overwhelm, keeps me grounded. It helps Catherine sleep through the night. This stuff's amazing. And then, of course, as I'm giving you kind of a drive-by, think about these industries, though. The gut health industry, CBD space, energy. Look at this collagen. Glow is actually one of the only medical grade collagens of its kind, because if you put this up against any other product, you're getting 4 times the collagen peptides, 10 times the amount of biotin. I mean, I was in Costco today, which I took some CBD before because it's crazy out there, guys. Um, and I'll tell you, I saw a collagen product. I looked at the label and I said, wow, I'd have to drink 4 times the amount of this to get what Glow gives me. And so I love the fact that it's the most cost-effective way to support the aging process, the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. Your bones have collagen, your knees and joints and ankles, knees, and toes have joints or have collagen as well. And people see results so quickly on this product. You're going to get some before and afters. Just promise me you'll take that before picture because people don't believe it when it happens to them. Love, love, love Glow. We even have a 1-step skincare regimen, which is just game changing. This is my guy testimonial. So, like, full disclosure, I use this product every day. It comes with a cleanser as well. But I'm telling you, to have it like replace 15 bottles of product on my wife's shelf, and now it only takes 5 minutes to do the skincare regimen. I was all about that. So 1-step skincare is one of the coolest things. And so Rejuvenate's just really going to change the game for anyone looking to simplify their routine. And it is going to save you a ton of money. So I love, love, love these products. But let's get to the like hottest part. Okay, this is the part that like you might have been waiting for. All the products Tranont has are high impact, and I wish I could really take you through our entire catalog tonight because you would fully understand just how we're making an innovation, and we are the authority in raw whole food in this space right now. But we are the only company with an award-winning GLP-1 product. Yeah, this Stevie Award that literally hundreds of products and even honestly thousands of products were up against. We won first place as the most innovative GLP-1 product. You might be like, what is that? Well, we've heard of, right, this weight loss shot. We've heard of the semaglutide movement, that $50 billion to $500 billion industry that's growing like crazy right now. Well, the thing that I love about this particular daily health system is it's a 2-part set, and it is so powerful in its ability to reset the metabolism. Okay, drop a 1 in the comments if you would want to go back in time and have the metabolism you had when you were like 14, 15 years old. Okay, I'm gonna drop a 1 for myself in the comments. I can tell you right now, the daily health system is going to support you in getting back there. How? Why? These are big, things that he's saying. Well, we know that GLP-1 is that hormone in the gut that helps control that appetite and tells you to stop eating. And so with a lot of the mainstream versions, it's actually forcing the body to freeze that gastric process. And there can be some problems with that. There's no shame for anyone who's doing that. I think if there's a plant-based version of that we can tap into that supports your body in producing its own, that's generally the route I would like to go, just with my upbringing and also just what I've researched. So what I love about Activate is it's a beverage that actually produces that GLP-1, but it also produces AMPK and activates like a light switch, a protein that helps you start burning fat. And so it's just a game changer. It tastes like a poolside beverage. You're not going to want to just limit yourself to 1 a day because it tastes so good. And it makes you feel amazing because it even has arginine that opens up the blood flow and vascular. So you're going to get a I just have to go move my body feeling out of this beverage. And so it's amazing. But there is a second part to this daily health system. And I want to just take you on a bit of a journey with this because, yes, we'll start the day with Activate as a beverage, but there's a product called Transform in here, and this is going to change the world as we know it. And I really, really appreciate the innovation here because we're one of the only companies to actually be doing sugar transforming enzymes in the entire world. So talk about putting you ahead of the curve, getting you in front of the biggest trends. Why is this so significant? Well, 88% of America has glucose issues, has some kind of a insulin resistance or metabolic dysfunction. And I can tell you right now, this is not going to be popular on Thanksgiving week, okay? But roll with me here, okay? Don't hate me for saying this. But 25 grams of sugar, okay, is all it takes, according to 8,600 peer-reviewed articles, to activate 45 health conditions in the human body. That's one donut. That's not even a slice of pie. I don't even want to talk about that right now because I just got back from Costco with my pies. But you know what I have? I have that glucose converting enzyme. So I'm happy about that. So 25 grams is all it takes to mess things up every day. How much do you think we're consuming as Americans every day? 8 tablespoons, a quarter of a pound. 126 grams. It's actually a problem. So how do we get people from consuming this much sugar to this much sugar? Okay. Obviously, you can tell people, and I did this in my practice, hey, stop eating it. You know what my success rate was? No, it's not very much. If I could give someone a tool like Transform, where we're converting 50 to 90% of the glucose that's eaten into fiber, this is how we get people back into a healthful range. I'm telling you right now, I am more excited about the daily health system than any product set that has ever hit the market because there's never been one that can turn a spike like this from a meal you're eating into a rolling hill like that. And I put a glucose monitor on for myself and I was blown away because I didn't know I was a statistic. I thought, oh, this will be interesting to see. It wasn't 170 for me. It was 252. And I was like dipping down into the 50s. And I was like blown away. I was like, wow, I guess that's why I was getting lightheaded if I was hungry. Still, I didn't even know I was part of the statistic. Taking Transform, I'm back in normal range. It's been the greatest product discovery of my life. And I know because statistically, 88% of us deal with this, that everyone around us deserves to have this information. And so I wish I could take you a little bit further into some of these amazing products. They've blessed our lives. We've gotten to witness every product launch Tranont has had from the very beginning. And I can tell you, there has not been a single product that is launched that hasn't had transformative testimonials. And after the Zoom is done, the person you're connected to has access to a testimonial group where there's literally hundreds of thousands of testimonials of people taking these products for various things. You can use the search bar to go find out your perfect protocol to have the best health of your life in 2025. And I'm telling you, it's just so exciting to have our hands on this. My business mind was going, oh my gosh, what we have our hands on here is going to be game changing. And I have the absolute pleasure to bring on a dear friend of mine who has literally come into Tranont, and I have watched her just go straight to the top with this thing. She's top producing in every category. But you know what I love about her? She's got this authenticity. And she's also got this amazing leadership. She's taken stages all across the world. You guys, she's just one of my favorite people to listen to. You're so blessed to actually get this part of the information from none other than Red Diamond, Tina Joy Carroll. I'm gonna have you take it away.
Hello, friends. How many of you just listened to what the amazing Geoff Belville said, and suddenly you need all the products? I was texting my friend Kylie, and I was like, Well, I already have it all, but I just bought it all again. Just hearing him describe the reasons why you need each and every one of these is just so incredibly powerful. And I just have to say this, there is absolutely no way I could do all of the things he said that me and my team have accomplished if it wasn't for the incredible culture here at Tranont, the incredible products that we have our hands on, the corporate team, the systems that are in place, and the compensation plan that pays so fairly across the board. And so we're going to dive in tonight and share with you just exactly how this can help you transform your life. But I've got a few questions first, and I'm going to share a story with you. How many of you are a little bit skeptical of this whole thing? Like, put a 1 in the chat if you're like, yeah, I'm not real sure. I'm not real sure about this thing, because that is how I felt about 10 and a half years ago. I was the biggest skeptic of them all. When my friend Jolie was telling me about this amazing industry, I didn't think it was very amazing at all. As a matter of fact, my response to her was, not only am I not going to do it, I think it's a little weird that you're doing it, friend. And so that is where I stood. And I want you to know that, because I want you to know it's not so weird that you feel the way you feel. And what my hope is that you'll hear what we share with you tonight, and it'll help you change your mind, because my only regret today is that I didn't start sooner, because it absolutely changed my life. I also want you to hear from my friend Nicole before I dive into all of the nitty-gritty with how you can earn income here. My friend Nicole joined a few months ago, and she was skeptical. She had done this kind of thing before, and she just wasn't sure that she wanted to try again. And we were just talking back and forth between me and the people that actually sponsored her into the business. We were like, just give it a try. I'm telling you, it is different here. And so she said, you know what? I'm going to give it a try. And just a few days ago, she hit the rank of Ruby in our compensation plan. You'll know what that means in a minute. But Nicole, will you unmute yourself, sweetie, and just share with them your experience the last couple of months since you decided to partner with Tranont, and how this has transformed your life as a single mom?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Tina, for this opportunity. And thank you guys for being here. If someone who invited you really, really cares about you, to put you in a position to hear this information. And I'm super grateful to be one of the voices that you get to hear from. As Tina said, I was one of those people who was skeptical, not because I didn't understand the power of the industry, but because I was burnt out in the industry. Because I had done this before, I had amassed enormous success, and then I watched it all kind of crash and burn. And if you've ever experienced success, you know that the worst kind is a little, right? The worst kind of success is a little success, because then you know what's possible, but it's also the floor. So now I have to figure out, how am I going to get back there and build upon that and maintain that? And if you know the work it takes, it can be daunting to find yourself back at ground zero. And that was me, back at ground zero. Second time divorced, single parent of 3 teenage girls. My daughters are 13, 14, and 15. My son is now active military, 23 years old. So he's out of the house. I don't have any extra hands. It's just me and me against all these teenage hormones, right? And so trying to figure out what to do, finding myself at the end of a very successful run in a previous company. I pivoted from that and decided I was going to jump into a boutique. I had super great success right out the beginning with that, but I quickly discovered, wow, there's a lot of pieces to this that I was not anticipating. And so in the meantime, life events happening to me, COVID happening to us. I gained a bunch of weight during that time, like a lot of us did. And I was just in a really bad place, in a place that a lot of you can relate to, a place where you feel like most of what is happening around you is out of your control. If you resonate with that, just drop me a 2 really quick, where honestly, all of this stuff is going on and I feel like I have no control over any of it. I need to do something, but I don't know what, because most of this stuff is out of my control. But it dawned on me when I was diagnosed diabetic after being pre-diabetic for years, after all these transitions in my business, going through a divorce, being a single parent again, having all these things happening, and finding myself in this space of feeling completely out of control, all these events happening to me, and not realizing that they were actually happening for me. And that I actually had the opportunity to do something about what I could do something about. So if you got a list of 10 things and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of them are out of your control, trust me, there's something on the list that you can do something about. And I realized I can do something about my health. I'm not doing everything that I can to help myself. So I started working on it. It was a slow moving train. I was one of those people that was given Ozempic, not for weight loss, but for diabetes. And it was a very serious situation that I needed to do something about. But the Ozempic that I got must have come from some other place, not the place everyone else was getting it from, because it didn't make me lose weight. Most people don't know that Ozempic is a diabetic medication. It is not a weight loss shot, right? We call it that, but that's not actually what it is. And it's a side effect, the weight loss, right? So just like the side effects that we don't want when we get prescription meds, we read it in the pamphlet and some of us don't. And we go, I hope that doesn't happen to me. The headache, the stomach ache, whatever they say. But we don't realize the positive side effects are also possibilities, not guarantees. So I took it and it works for my glucose. It didn't do a lot for me with weight loss. And so my doctor was like, yeah, sorry, I'm not going to up your dose because it's doing what it's supposed to. The weight loss thing is on you. Diet and exercise. That's my answer. I was just like, man. But listen to me. Sometimes no is the best answer you can receive. Because he told me no, and had he increased my dose, I may not be sitting here. I don't know. But he told me no, and so it left me back on a path to figure out my way forward. And then I saw somebody, like many of you, sharing online. They found a plant-based alternative to losing weight and getting healthy. And so I leaned in, like most of y'all, and I said, tell me more. So I watched for a while. You know how y'all do, peeping and not speaking, just watching and stalking. And I did that until finally I could not take it anymore. And I reached out to her. And I said, hey, I know you don't know me, but I've been following you for years. You've been my mentor from afar. I've never had a conversation with you, but I've learned so much from you watching you as a boutique owner. And I noticed that you're losing weight with some products. Can you tell me about them? We jumped on a call. We had a conversation. Fast forward, she jumped on a call with a Zoom with me, with Tina Joy Carroll and several others. I didn't know who these people were. I had no idea that they were a big deal. I just knew they were talking to me about something that had the potential to change my life. And I believed it because I saw it happening for the person that brought me in. Her name is Grace. I will be forever indebted to Grace for taking the time to show me and tell me about this information. I jumped in September, and from September to now, 27 pounds down, tons of inches. I don't even know how many. I have also come off of diabetic medication. I went in to get my labs drawn 3 weeks into these products, and my A1C was down from an 8 to a 5.8. My doctor said, this is what I was waiting on, for you to come on and get on the bus and do what you needed to do. And so keep doing it, because we still need to get that number down a little bit, but we're headed in the right direction. I said, say less, I got this. I'll see you in 3 months. And I cannot wait to go back and get those labs drawn again. In the meantime, my energy is up, my income is up, my perspective is up. I've been surrounded by some of the most amazing, supportive leaders I could ever ask for. And if you understand anything about business, you know it's about timing, and it's also about your willingness to do what it takes. So even if you're willing to do the right thing, if your timing is bad, it may not give you the results. Even if you're willing to do the right thing and your timing is good and you do it with the wrong people, it's a slow crawl, right? It hurts, it's hard, you get there, but really with a lot of scrapes and bruises. If you happen to do this, the right thing at the right time with the right people, you amass enormous success, and it's easy, like Sunday morning. And that's what's happened to me from September to now. I've managed to hit the first, 1, 2, 3, 4 ranks in our compensation plan. I've literally seen $5,000 come through my hands, and I'm on track to double that with payout for next month. And I don't say any of that to brag. I just say that to say, if I can, you can. I have kids. I had to go back to corporate America after being fully self-employed for 7 years. It was a knife in my heart, but I'm counting down the days till my resignation, because it's on the way, right, with what we're doing. And I'm doing it with people that I enjoy working with. And I'm helping other people to amass amazing gains and success, not just in their income, but in their health. It means more to me than I can ever express to you before I turn this back over to Tina, to be able to help people do more than just feel good temporarily. I was selling clothes, I was selling jewelry, I was selling makeup. I love all things girly, and I have nothing but wonderful things to say about the retail space. But those are temporary moments of joy. Someone puts on a pair of earrings, these are cute, I like these. But somebody goes to bed at night without the aches and pains that they're used to having. Somebody gets up in the morning with a better mood because they slept better the night before. Somebody gets on the scale and they see that number going in the right direction. Somebody goes to their doctor, who they normally did not want to go see, and get a report that their A1C is going in the right direction. Those are gains that cannot be measured by material things. That's adding life and adding value and lifespan to real people with real families and real stories just like mine. And I'm I'm literally doing it every day. It makes me excited to get up in the morning and do these kinds of conversations. So whoever invited you to this, I want you to make sure to get back with them tonight, not tomorrow, tonight. Get back with them tonight after you hear the rest of this information. Ask them for their link and run. Don't walk, run to the link and hit the join button, hit the sign up button, because you need this. You're like me and you know that you need to do something, you just don't know what. You stumbled into the right Zoom tonight. I'm super grateful to you, Tina Joy Carroll. I'm going to pass it back to you. Thank you not only for leading by example, but for being a wonderful inspiration, a wonderful business partner who literally took me by the hand as a stranger and poured into me right from the front. And I hope that you see that return on investment, because it's just getting started. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Back to you, Tina.
Well, guys, I feel like she told you everything you needed to know tonight. I think we should have had Nicole co-host with you, Geoff, because she just slayed that. And that is all from the heart. You guys, that is just a brand new story. Guys, we have thousands and thousands of stories just like hers. So I'm going to give you a few of the details about why Tranont and why right now. And then we're going to do this huge giveaway. I know you guys are here for that $100 Amazon gift card, but just one more time, if what Nicole said brought you value, will you just light up the comments with the word value below? Because I am just so like if you could have seen the text messages coming through on my phone, Nicole, they were like, she's a powerhouse, like one right after the other. You just gave so many people so much hope. And that is what we do here, is we give people hope in situations sometimes that feel absolutely hopeless. And so if you're willing, if you're coachable, and if you're hungry, we have a plan and a path to success for you. So just a little bit about what we do. We literally market products. That is what we do. We share products that we're using with other people and we earn a commission. It truly is that simple. How many of you have ever gone to Starbucks and you've grabbed yourself a coffee? And then how many of you have ever shared that coffee with someone? You're like, I just had the best pumpkin cream cold brew of my life. They go get the pumpkin cream cold brew, but you don't get a commission. Here, when you tell someone about the daily health system that you heard Geoff talking about, and they decide to make a purchase on that product, you, my friend, can earn a commission. It truly is that simple. Whether you're here to earn a few $100s a month to help ease the grocery bill, or maybe you're like me and you're like, a couple hundred, what about a couple thousand? Is that a possibility for me? Friends, we've got a plan and a path for you. Here's what's really cool. We make the selling process super simple. You're going to earn a $7 or $10 commission on every single product sold, and those are paid out weekly, friends. So if you need an extra $100 to pay a water bill, or you need an extra $200 to pay an electricity bill, you know how much product you need to sell to go out and make that happen. It just can't get any more simple than that right there. Go ahead. There we go. How about this? For every single person that you help to sponsor into this business, and the people that want to come in and earn income with you, you're going to earn between $20, $25 and $100 launch bonus. And that is going to be paid to you weekly, friends. How incredibly cool is that? They're going to pay you to help other people come into the business to make money. Sign me up for that all day long. Then this is one of my favorite parts about what we do. I've had just a little fun fact about me. I've always wanted a Jeep. A Jeep has been something I've wanted for a very, very, very long time, but I was a mom to 3 children. Now I'm a grandmother of 5 grandchildren, and a Jeep just didn't seem realistic to be hauling all these kids and grandkids around until I came to Tranont. And my husband was like, well, if they're going to give us a stipend for it, baby, then you might as well go ahead and get your Jeep. Just like the Jeep you see here in this picture, I have one very, very similar to it. And can I just tell you, how many of you on here have your Jeep? Put it in the comments below. The Jeep culture in and of itself is so much fun. And what's even cooler is the fact that I get a stipend every single month to go to it. And you can 2. You start getting that Jeep stipend if you decide to participate in the Jeep program at the very first rank in our company. That blew my mind when I seen that. I'd never seen a company that gave a stipend for a vehicle at the very first rank. But what the owners knew was that if we could help people save money on their car payment, they could use that money to help pay down debt or use it in other areas of their life because they were getting that stipend. How many of you would love to be able to get a Jeep and have a stipend pay for it? Put a 5 in the comments below. This right here is what kept me up at night. I'll never forget when Kylie shared this one little piece of the comp plan with me. I could not sleep. I want you to look at that green line right there in the center. That is what you are going to make at that rank. There is no emotional gymnastics at the end of the month on percentages on this leg or that leg. When you hit the rank, you know exactly how much money you are going to be making. How incredibly cool is that? So if you were to come into the business and you tell your sponsor, I really need to make about $2,000 a month to make this work for me and for my budget and what I've got going on, we know that we need to get you on a path to that Ruby, the rank that Nicole just hit after only a few months in this business, you guys. Plus, we have $19,000 in bonuses you can earn. I'm sure Geoff's going to show you that in just a second, but I wanted to tell you there's even more money on the table than just what you see here, you guys. It's so incredibly powerful. Also, if you're married or you have a partner, you can do what we call double dip in this compensation plan. You can have 2 active positions. So for example, I am a red diamond under me, my main account, and my husband is a diamond. I'll let you do the math on that. I'm certainly not trying to brag or boast. I'm just a high school dropout and a teenage mom who discovered that network marketing could absolutely change her life and the lives of thousands of others if she'd open up her mouth and share it with them. Now, we have this really, really cool thing that when you join, you can get this thing called a 6 and 2 bonus, which is going to help you get to that very first rank where that Jeep stipend is possible for you. So what does that even mean? It means first you're going to start by getting 6 customers. Do you know 6 people in your life right now that could benefit from any of the products that you heard Geoff talk about? If you know 6 people, it could be your mom, your sister, your best friend, your aunt, your uncle, your brother, your dad, anybody that you know could benefit from those products, then we've already got our 6 customers spelled out for us. Then when you bring in 2 business partners, again, one of them could be your spouse. Maybe it's your best friend. Maybe it's your mom. Anybody that you know that would like to earn a commission by sharing products that they fall in love with others, you now have your 2 associates and your 6 customers. And here's the really, really cool thing. They're going to give you a bonus for doing this, guys, $400. So if the numbers all work out exactly like we have them on the screen for you here, what is the math on that, Geoff? Like how much money are they going to be earning right out of the gate? It's like $750 just in this. And here's what's really cool. If you help one person that you bring into the business do this exact same thing, you are going to go Jade and you are going to hit that very first rank in our company where you're going to get a $250 Jade bonus, which is going to put you at $1,000 earned in your first 30 days of business. And guys, you know how like the wham shammy wow commercial where it's like, wait, there's more. I know that's me right now. There is more. Here's what's so incredibly cool. The company said, you know what? Not only are we going to let you do this once, but we'll let you get 2 of these 6 and 2 bonuses in your first 30 days. If you feel so inclined to go out and help 12 customers and 4 associates get started in business. Guys, it blew my mind when they told us they were going to allow people to do this twice. But that's not all. That's not all. Remember those $19,000 in bonuses I told you about just a little bit earlier? You guys, listen, here's where this gets really cool. They're going to give you 9 full months to go out and collect an additional $19,000 in bonuses. And here is what's so cool. If you have experience in this industry, could you put a 6 in the chat below? Because when I tell the people with experience how this bonus actually works, your mind is going to be as blown as mine was. This isn't volume in one calendar month. This is cumulative volume from you and your direct sponsored line over the course of 90, 150, 210, and 270 days. Literally, the bucket spills over from month to month so that you can collect each one of these bonuses. If that got you crazy excited, please let me know in the comments below, because when I seen this, I was like, wow, this is crazy cool that they allow it to dump from month to month, bucket to bucket for you to earn an additional $19,000, as if the compensation plan by itself wasn't already crazy good enough. They added this piece to the puzzle. Then how many of you travel is your love language? Like, if you guys know me, you know I'm always jet setting somewhere. Most of the time it's Disney, but there are a few other places that I like to visit too. Guys, here's what's really, really cool. Tranont does a couple of different trip incentives that will absolutely change your life. I always joke and say I should have my Mexican citizenship. Tranont sent me to Mexico so many times. You guys, a group of people just got back from Thailand. If you just got back from Thailand, share in the comments below how much you loved bathing those elephants and all of the fun that you guys have. There are so many incredible opportunities to travel around the world just by working your business here at Tranont. Plus, they do some really special things. My favorite one to talk about is called our base camp. It's where the corporate staff and the owners and their wives go up to this cabin that sleeps 50 people in Legacy Mountain, Utah. And at the rank of Ruby, the one that Nicole just hit, is where you start qualifying to get invited to that. They're going to bring you there and they're going to pour leadership skills into you to help develop you into the next level of leadership. Guys, it was one of the most special things I'd ever experienced in my time in this
Step on
industry.
it.
If you've been to that base camp, will you just let people know in the comments below just how incredibly special that time was for you? Here's what makes what we do so simple. You can do it from your phone, you guys. One of the things that kind of had me a little bit worried when I got into this industry was I didn't have a big network of people. I didn't have a following or a bunch of friends on Facebook. So how was a girl like me going to build a business? Excuse me. Well, I was able to do it from my phone, and Tranont makes it super simple for you. We've got an app that you absolutely get full access to for completely free, where there's shareables in there that you can send people, videos you can send people, all the details about the products. Maybe you thought to yourself at some point during this, well, I mean, that's great for Geoff. He knows a lot about the products. Don't worry. I'm about where you are with the product education. I use that app and I send all the information from the app, okay? Or maybe you're like, well, that's great. She knows all the numbers, but there's no way I'd remember all those numbers in my head. Don't worry. You can use the app for that too. We truly have made it so simple for you to run a business from your phone. And we have some getting started options I'm going to share with you. But before we do that, Geoff, why don't we get the giveaway portion started, and I'll tell them about the joining options while you're pulling that winner.
Perfect. Okay, so this is going to be fun. And so what we need you to do, we're going to keep the chat quiet except for the guests. If you are a guest on the line and you are not yet a Tranont associate, we want to have you say, I am a guest of, and put whoever invited you tonight in the chat. And we're going to use a random number generator and we're going to select a winner for the Amazon gift card, which is exciting. So just guests, comment in the chat, I am a guest of, and I will pass it back to Tina to explain why tonight is so special. Go for it.
Yes, absolutely. And say a little prayer for Geoff as he gets through all these comments and he does this. So here's what's really, really cool, you guys. Right now, I was doing some math while Geoff was talking over here on my little handy Post-it notes about the money that you can save if you make a decision. Quick decisions are always rewarded, and tonight is no exception. And let me tell you why. This isn't just a business pitch. We actually were supposed to end a promotion last night, but the red and blue diamonds here at Tranont got into the chat with the corporate staff and we said, will you please, please give us one more day of this promotion because we're doing this giveaway tomorrow night, this opportunity presentation tomorrow night. We want to be able to offer it to the people that jump on that. So let me tell you what this deal is, why it's so powerful, and how much money you're going to save. This is called our builder pack, okay? And it is going to come with the daily health system that you heard Geoff talk about. It's going to come with Enrich. You are going to get our Glow M powdered collagen. You are going to get Mojo. You know that Mojo you heard him talking about? You're going to get Zest, the lemonade version of the Mojo. You're going to get Quench, our hydration product, and you're going to get a free bottle of our liquid collagen, the collagen that took the world by storm when they launched it quite some time ago. For an entire year, you're going to get your products discounted. That's right. When you join as an associate, you get your products at the wholesale price. You're going to get your products discounted. You're going to get access to that app. You're going to get access to all the training and all the tools. You are going to be so incredibly grateful that you made that decision tonight and saved that money. And here's what's even cooler. If you've got a best friend like mine, like I could call her right now and be like, listen, girl, this is what we're doing. Just give me your credit card, okay? You can then help your best friend, your mom, your aunt, your sister, your uncle, your brother, your dad, whoever. You can jump in. You're automatically going to get your dedicated website and you can help them save the money as well. So how many of you that have watched have said, you know what? I've heard enough. I am not going to be like Tina Joy Carroll and wait 18 months to say yes. I'm going to say yes right now. Let me see all those yeses in the chat section below. What number did you see on that compensation plan, whether it's $500, $1,000, maybe yours was $9,000 or maybe you're like, forget that. I want the $17,000 a month. Let me know in the chat section below what number, what amount of money monthly right now would help change your life. I know for me, when I was a single mom of 3 children, it was one of the most difficult 8 years of my life. And man, had somebody had the courage to invite me to an opportunity presentation like this when I was a single mom, it would have drastically changed my life. So be so grateful that you had a good enough friend to invite you to this tonight. And just know that any amount of money that you put in that number, you can absolutely do it. Here's what I can tell you. All of us that said yes at one point thought, man, will it really work for me? Here's what I can tell you. If you're willing and if you're coachable and hungry, just like you heard Nicole talking about, you can absolutely do anything you set your mind to here, especially with the tools, the culture, the content, and the products and the corporate staff that we have here at Tranont. How many of you got on here tonight and you were pleasantly surprised by what you heard and you just felt inspired to make a change in your life, whether it's financially or with your health? You were like, you know what? I'm so glad I showed up tonight. If that is you, I just want you to make sure to thank the person that invited you tonight. Let them know that. That'll mean so much to them, because I'll be honest with you, when I first got started in this industry, it was a little scary to ask people to come look at what I had my hands on, right? And so the fact that they cared enough about you and kind of got over their own hurdle of maybe feeling a little bit silly for asking you, and the fact that you got on here and you loved it so much is going to mean the world to them.
I'm just excited. This is such an amazing thing. Thank you, Tina. The way you rolled that out and the opportunity, and Nicole, your story, man, I'm still feeling God bumps all over from that. So anyway, I want to thank everyone for joining us this evening. Tranont is the greatest blessing in our life, and I'm just so grateful that someone shared it with us. And so we're very excited for you to take this information and be that next testimonial who gets to experience that transformed life, as we're on a mission to do that for 1 billion lives over the next 20 years. So